Welcome back, guys. Tonight we are joined by Cam and Prince, and we're going to be doing our NXT Deadline review. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on, Scouts?
So, initial thoughts on the show from last night. Thumbs up, thumbs down, what?
Well, seeing as I just literally just watched it like not even 4 hours ago, I thought it was a great show. I don't know, it was perfect. Honestly, it's a two thumbs up for me. Honestly, it was a really good show.
I agree with Cam, and the thing is, I tried giving NXT in the past a try, and I wasn't really feeling it, but after watching this pay-per-view, I think that's gonna change for me. I give it a 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it, especially there's certain matches that I enjoy, which obviously we'll get to when it's time.
Yeah, I mean, the show exceeded my expectations, and I had them set pretty high to begin with from our predictions video that we did on Friday. So I had them a little high on the higher end,
Right.
and it's just because I was excited for the Iron Survivor Challenge matches, and I love the concept, love it.
Right.
They can make some tweaks, but we can discuss that as well. But overall, I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go in order of the matches the way they went on the card. I just figured that would be the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
So we'll kick off with the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Who wants to start on this one?
I'll start. Initially starting out, when they're explaining the rules and things like that, I thought I already knew and understood the rules, or whatever. But when they're explaining it and they have the whole graphic on the screen, it's like that was like kind of a headache to kind of take all that in, or whatever. But I initially when the match goes on, you understand what the match is. It's like when it plays out, it's like you understand it when you're watching it happen versus them explaining it to you, because it's just like too much information, at least for my brain to process. But the match, I love the match. I'm gonna say this: I love this women's match more than the Survivor Series women's War Games match. I think this match blew that out the water completely. I love the flow of the match. There was action everywhere. Zoe Stark, who I'm not even big on, showed me a lot. She impressed me a lot with her showing in this match. Cora Jade, though, I gotta talk about Cora Jade. Cora Jade came in there and changed the entire complexion of this match, and she was an absolute star. She's everywhere. She's like this Energizer bunny. She was everywhere. She added a whole different vibe to the match as soon as she came in. So yeah, she honestly killed it. I loved it. I love the crowd too, because these crowds for these shows are always a big part of the element of these matches. You don't want to have a big match or a big build up to a match, and the crowd just kind of sitting on their pockets or kind of just or like tired or whatever. You want a high energetic crowd. So the crowd, especially for this being the first match of the night, the crowd was hot, primarily through the whole show, but the crowd was hot right off the bat. So I love the energy that the crowd injected into this match, and it just made the match even more exciting. My final analysts and things that I saw that I liked in the match, of course, did I say Cora? I said Cora Jade. Cora Jade was the star, yes, but I meant to say Perez. Perez was the real star here in the match. And I'm so glad that she got the victory, obviously. But she shined. Cora killed it. Zoe even showed me some things that I didn't even expect out of her. I knew she could go in the ring, but after seeing this, I definitely think that she's even bigger star than I thought she was. So yeah, the only person that in this match that I didn't really care for was Kiana James. I just don't know enough about her. I don't know enough about her character or whatever, so I think she's got a little bit more time to develop or whatever. She did hit one cool move though. It was a moonsault off of the barricade. That was kind of dope. But other than that, I mean, she didn't really do a whole lot for me in this match or whatever. But yeah, this match was great, man. It was awesome. Awesome match to start off with. Rating wise, I give this a 4.9 out of 5.
Prince, you want to go on this one, or you want to wait till and let me go?
Yeah, I'll go real quick just
Okay.
because it's not really gonna say much. This match was definitely entertaining. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I don't really know much going into this Deadline pay-per-view. So for right now, what I've enjoyed a lot from this pay-per-view, this match was really great. But I had a piss poor pick because I don't, like I said, I just picked the name out of a hat. But this match was really great for what we got and from what I was able to know from NXT with this show.
So, I was shocked that they had the person who won it be the person that also had the most time in the penalty box. Like, I didn't think they
Yeah.
would have done it that way. Like, that just intrigued me that they had it. The person with the most pinfalls was also the person that got pinned the most.
But also too though, I kind of like that because it added. It was like everybody was kind of gunning for her. You know what I mean? Like because they knew she was red hot this entire match.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of painted a target on her, and it just made her shine just that much brighter. So
There wasn't much to this match outside of the ring. Like most of it stayed in the ring. There really wasn't much going on around it. I thought they could have used the penalty box more in the match as like a weapon. But overall, this match it flowed. They all worked well together. Kiana James was better than I expected her to be, and she's pretty decent in the ring. I was very surprised. I love the reaction by Cora Jade at the end, whining and complaining, because that just goes right in with her character of being that person. Like she's always never satisfied, and she always wants to complain and blame someone else for her losses. Was happy with the winner, Perez. I think she deserves it, but I'm just afraid they're going to do what they always do and have Cora Jade interfere in her match and cause her the chance. I would give this match a 4.25 out of 5. The next match we're going to have is the Alba Fire versus Ela Dawn. And I'll start off on this one. This match, I was surprised that they put both women's matches back to back. Like, they normally don't do... They normally separate it because they want to have everybody watch. Like, if they're just turning in for women's matches, now you have the first two on, now those people are going to leave. But these two can go. Like, they had good chemistry together, and the match was really good up until the ref started spitting out the black goo. And then it just, like, derailed from there.
Yeah.
I don't think Ela Dawn should have won. I thought Alba Fire should have. But I'm not upset with the decision. I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 5.
I like this match. I really did. I agree with Scowls on this one. Everything from they both have their strong suits just in their overall character, I think. And like I said again, I said this on the prediction show. I've always liked Isla Dawn, even from the little that I've seen from her when she was down in NXT UK. I've always liked her. I always thought, when I first saw her, I said, like, man, she's got something. Like, I don't know, she just got it. Like, she's got the it factor, just the character, the in-ring work, she's got it. So I think she's gonna go far for sure. So I'm glad that they brought her to NXT. She's kind of like, she's like a, I don't know, she's like a witch vampire kind of. It's just dope. Like the whole character, it's just cool. It's something different. So And I like this match. The feud between them, I believe the feud between them is actually carried over from NXT UK to NXT now. So that's pretty cool to see another feud carried over from another brand or whatever. So yeah, this match was pretty good. As I already said, Aladon has the it factor. I'm completely sold on her. Alba Fire, I think in the ring is more technically sound. She's explosive though. I mean, she can do submission moves, ring wrestling 1 minute, and then hit like a tornado DDT out of nowhere. She's all over the place. I like her. I like her a lot. I think she's improved a lot in her time in NXT. Isla Dawn impressed me a lot. I mean, because I knew she could go in the ring, but I just didn't know she had that much versatility in her move set, like she showed in this match. There was a gory bomb that was hit by Alpha Fire on Isladon on the outside of the ring, which I marked out for. I don't care because I've always loved the gory bomb. The gory bomb's amazing. That was something that was a Guerrero special, so that was always a dope move to see. My final analysis for this, the ref getting sick of sorts and puking up, black goo, whatever. I thought that was kind of cool because, I'm completely opposite of Scowls on this one because I thought that was kind of cool because it got the ref involved in the whole storyline. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So it was a dope factor. And again, it plays into Isla Dawn's whole witchy, black magic kind of gimmick or whatever. Because I think she touched him or something like that, and then all of a sudden he started freaking out. That's so it plays into more her character or whatever.
She actually spit the black goo at him on Tuesday. It was the same ref.
Oh, okay. See,
so they tied it into the Tuesday show. I mean, it makes sense for her. I just didn't like how they did it. That's what I didn't like about it.
No, I understand. Yeah. So thank you, Scott. I didn't know that, but that I like how they tied that in and it played into to this match or whatever. Isla Dawn hit some sick moves. She did this top rope double knee senton thing on Alpha Fire. I thought that looked sick. But anyways, my final analysis, the ref getting sick or whatever, I thought that was a cool little thing they kind of threw in there. And yeah, her evil, just everything, her whole evil demonic character is just really cool. Now, Isla Dawn winning the match, I think was the obvious right decision. Like I said, Isla Dawn just came to NXT. She's brand new, and I think she needs to start off hot out the gate and keep the momentum going. So, and I don't think this will be the last time that Alpha Fire and Isla Dawn obviously wrestle each other. So they could always run it back. Alpha Fire beat Isla Dawn, and then maybe do a third match. I don't know how they want to play that, but yeah, I give this match a 4.6 out of 5.
So, don't really have much to say about this match either, but the enjoyment out of this match, back and forth, seeing Isla, what I loved about her is that whole dark magic vibe, and she gives that dark magic and Wednesday Addams style vibe to it, and just up the ante with that whole magic shit, But the match itself, I'm more than happy to give it a 4.5. I enjoyed that for what we got, and I personally am looking forward to seeing Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Okay. So, pretty good ratings going on so far for this for the event. The next match we have is the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Who wants to start this one?
Cam, if you want, you can start this.
Okay. This was Scowls already knows. This was probably my least favorite match on the card. I already knew who won for two reasons. One, because I made the stupid mistake of scrolling through TikTok the day of the event, and I saw New Day with the tag team titles. So of course, initially I was like, "Oh boy, that sucks." But and then of course Prince actually texted me. He was like, "Oh yeah, buddy, the New Day won." I'm like,
I apologize. My bad. I personally apologize for that. I should have asked you first. So that was that's sincerely my apologies on that, buddy.
But nah, Prince, you're good. I had already seen it on Instagram before. I was just busting her balls for it.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyways,
Oh, well, that makes me feel a lot better then.
yeah, no. I was just giving you a tough time. But anyways, so man, it's weird. I can't stand agreeing with Booker T because there's so much that he has said in the past that I disagree with. So it scares me when I agree with Booker T. But right off the bat, when Booker T is on commentary and he's just completely anti New Day, and he was like, NXT is about the new stars and new tag teams, and for the New Day to come on here as an already established tag team to steal TV time away from these guys, Pretty Deadly. I was like, man, he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. Like, there's no reason, in my opinion, for New Day to be here. It's just stat padding, and essentially, it's the one title they haven't won, so they want to win that just to put another notch on their belt for winning, these titles or whatever. So yeah, but it scares me when I start agreeing with Booker T. Again, love the crowd. The crowd was into it. Of course, New Day is super over. They're super popular, obviously. And I thought it was funny because the crowd started chanting, "We want side plates." I thought that was hilarious. I think that's a chant I've never heard before. So
No, but that's awesome.
that was pretty awesome. I ain't gonna lie. One of the things I honestly could not stand. I looked away from the screen, obviously, when Kofi was doing this whole twerk off thing in the middle of the match. I didn't like that at all. I was like, okay, where are we going with this match? But anyways, but no, the match was okay. I don't think it was the New Day's best because I know they can put on obviously better matches. They put on some bangers in the past with like the Usos and whatever. So they've honestly put on better matches. So this match was okay for what it was. Again, my final analysis on this is I still disagree with the New Day winning this match, winning the tag team titles. They just didn't need it. It's just again, like I said, it's just stat pattern. And again, it scares the hell out of me to agree with Booker T. But he ended the match. Once I think they went to like commercial or advertisement or whatever after the match was over, and he was just like, "Oh hell no!" And I was just like that. That was like the exclamation point on the whole match. So I give this match a 2.9 out of 5, solely because of the outcome. I just don't think that was the move.
I can understand why you say it wasn't needed, right? I feel the one thing that you and Booker T both are missing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel this. Now, yes, NXT is about bringing up new talent. I get that. Understandable. What if, and this could be it, who knows, I don't know, but what if this is a way of bringing even more fans in to NXT itself? Because the New Day got a big following.
Oh yeah, no, don't get it twisted. Because I said that on the prediction show. I said this just to disagree with Scouse because we had basically been agreeing the entire card. So just to combat him, I said I'm going with Pretty Deadly to win this match. But realistically, I can already see New Day winning this because it's going to be a ratings boost. It's going to get more fans involved in NXT. They're bringing in more familiar faces, so it makes sense that way. But now my thing is, how are they? What's next going forward? For two things, what's next going forward for New Day? Because now they've won the Raw Tag Team titles, SmackDown Tag Team titles, and now the NXT Tag Team titles. So what's left for them as a tag team? If you ask me, I'd say the New Day is over. There's nothing left for them to do. And two, what's left? Where are they going to go with their NXT Tag Team title run? Are they just going to dominate like they did on the main roster and just go crazy and just beat everybody, or is this just just for right now, and then the very next Tuesday night they're gonna lose the tag team titles back to Pretty Deadly or another tag team or whatever. Now you're kind of in a corner because it's just like, and I don't like seeing them playing hot potato with either tag team titles, the main title, whatever.
Agreed.
I don't like it. Just to so like they did it with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker had the title, and then they had Dolph Ziggler out of left field come to NXT, beat him for the title. Then some random Monday Night Raw they had the rematch, and then Braun won it back, and it was just
It
like,
wasn't a random Monday Night Raw. It was the Monday after he lost it. It was after the Rumble.
yeah, but still, it's like you get what I'm saying.
I know what you're
like,
saying. Yeah, I understand.
like it was just okay. Maybe not random. Maybe that's the wrong word. But you get what I'm saying. Like it was a waste of time for me. Like don't play hot tail with the titles. It just doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
It like devalues the championship at that point. You know what I mean? Like you're insulting the fans' intelligence by doing that. That's what I don't like.
I'm gonna give this match a 3.5 because I'm kind of a big fan of New Day. Not too serious, but I enjoy it. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy the in-ring work. Was it their best match? No, but it honestly was at least deserving of a 3.5.
Okay, I've been itching and ready to talk about this match since we started. How have none of you called out the 4-way Eddie Guerrero spot?
Yeah. Oh shit.
That was amazing. The crowd loved it. Everybody was into it. Great. Now, Cam, we had our back and forth on the predictions about this. Did you watch the press conference after the phone call from Shawn Michaels where he took some questions? Okay. So one of the questions that he talked about was the main roster talent coming to NXT. Anybody that he's asked for to come down to NXT, there have been no issues with anybody coming down. Obviously, he hasn't gone after big names like Roman Reigns, people of that sort. But everybody has been willing to come down. New Day have come out and said that they want to put over younger talent where they're at in their point of their career right now. New Day are expected to stay in NXT all the way through Vengeance Day, with them still appearing on SmackDown throughout that time. So, it would be safe to expect that we're going to see some NXT talent show up on SmackDown to get people's eyes on it so that they can have a good turnout for their premium live event, Vengeance Day in February. Which will probably lead to more people in the Rumbles between the women's and the men's from NXT. And like I said on Friday, it's a smart business move for them to do this. To get more eyes on NXT, to build that brand. To show that it's an actual different alternative to the main rosters. Because it is different. They don't do the same things that the main roster does.
Right. No, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you on that fact or Prince about that. Because like I said it on the prediction show. I definitely think that them having the New Day win the tag team title makes the most sense in that regard, business wise, if you will. Because like I said, it gets more eyes on the product, it gets more fans involved, especially if they're going on the road for Vengeance Day next year. So obviously they want to pack that arena. So it makes sense in that regard. I'm just voicing my frustration with it.
Right,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're afraid that they're gonna not put people over and take away from all the momentum that the tag teams have built in NXT.
Right. That's basically it.
Where I am gonna say that while that might happen to one or two people where they have to beat them as they're defending the titles, in the long run, whoever beats them at Vengeance Day, because that's when I'm going to assume that they're going to lose them, is going to get such a big boost to their morale within NXT.
Oh, no doubt, for sure. Yeah.
And throughout the next 8 weeks or so, I just think it's going to make such a big difference for that division. NXT is going to be live this Tuesday, and then on Wednesday they're taping 2 shows. So they won't be live until January again. Because of the holiday. They're giving the wrestlers off for the holidays.
Right.
Which actually is very nice of them. I was very surprised. So I think that this was, I love this match. I wanted New Day to win so much. Like, I said it on Friday. I was going crazy. I posted on Twitter right afterwards and I was very happy. So I'm giving this match a 4.0 because I love the result. Now we're going to come to my personal... What are you going to say? You ready to say something?
Me? No.
Yeah, it looked like you were going to say something.
No, I just got a message or whatever. So no.
Now we're going to come to my personal favorite match of the night. The Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. I can see some agreement within the room here. Who wants to start this one? Prince, you want to start it?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Please.
So, holy shit, dude, Grayson Waller. What the hell got into that man? Right out the gate, 2 back-to-back. And oh my god, I'm missing a lot from this match, but the Grayson Waller exceeded my expectations out of this whole friggin' match. I wasn't really, I honestly thought, like I said, this was another one of those where it was a pick a name out of the hat, and the best name that I went with was Carmelo Hayes. I really thought he was going to win.
Which is not a bad choice. So, you were not off with that one.
But Grayson Waller, I did not expect to win. And I am very impressed. I am not a fan of Grayson Waller. I am very impressed by the way he handled this match. He played his role to perfection. Watching him at the very end, running in and out, back and forth, trying to beat the clock so no one could get that pinfall. That was friggin' top tier. That was awesome. I'll give it this match, honestly, for me personally, a 5 out of 5. Grayson Waller stole the fucking show.
I can't argue with that fact. Cam?
Oh, you go ahead. I got a lot to say.
All right. So
They best for last.
I loved how they did the order with JD and Axiom starting because of their interactions recently backstage and on Tuesday. But the two of them, though, like, I know they wrestled in NXT UK because we know JD McDonough was Jordan Devlin and Axiom was, I forget what his name was before he came out with this gimmick. But
it was A-Kid, I believe, wasn't it?
A-Kid, that's right. They have good chemistry together. And the match inside the match on this one was just amazing. The way that they used the penalty box for different things, the door, slamming somebody, beating up, climbing over top of it, doing the moonsault off the top, like, it was just great. And then the 4-corner stomp by JD, and then him getting destroyed in the center by all 4 of them at once. Amazing spot. I loved how they just had, like, all of a sudden now it's just like, it was pin after pin after pin after pin, and then you had 3 people in the penalty box at once. And then the ending with Waller running around like a little kid trying to get away from his older brother going to tackle him. It was amazing. I'm okay with Waller winning this match. I would have liked to seen Hayes win it because I feel like it is his time to get to that next point. But Waller has earned it recently with the way with everything he's done. So I cannot be upset with it. I'm also going to give this match a 5.
Gotta strap in for this one. Okay, so
Let me get ready. Let me get ready. Let me get the starts ready.
I'm ready. Alright, so first off, I agree with Scowls. Loved the fast-paced energy in this match. It was amazing. Love how they started off with JD and Axiom. Their feud has been great. Both of them are stars. Hayes and JD and Axiom, they put on a clinic just with those three in the ring in the match at that time. It turned into a triple threat, and I was just so locked in with seeing those three in the ring and put on like a banger. I literally forgot that there was 2 other people in this match. I literally did. I forgot about Waller and Gacy. I forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, there's still 2 people that still have to come out. Because they put on. I mean, it was awesome. They had that. What was it, like? It was this clothesline into like a DDT. That move that involved all 3 of them. That was sick. JD hit Uranagi and then a moonsault and all. It was awesome. They were off. It was off the walls. And Prince had said that Waller stole the show. I don't have to disagree with that. I think Axiom stole the show. Axiom was all over the place. He absolutely carried this match. He has the potential to be, obviously a main roster absolute diamond, but he also has the potential to be to take that gimmick and hone in on it and actually be like a serious like superhero like gimmick. Now we've seen superhero gimmicks in the past, but they're always like jokes or they're jobbers or whatever. Like we had Hurricane.
There's a Hurricane coming through.
Hurricane, who was probably the biggest name. You know, I mean, I liked Hurricane, but he was, you know, he's a joke character. You know, he wasn't taken serious. He wasn't supposed to be. But Axiom has the potential to be taken seriously as this, you know, superhero-like character or whatever. And he can go in the ring. This man's absolute dynamite. He carried this match, if you ask me. The moonsault off of the penalty box was amazing. He was battling with Hayes and JD inside the penalty box, which was crazy. So yeah, and it's kind of crazy to me that you have that man who is carrying this match and he didn't win. Like that kind of shocked me. I know Axiom would have been the wild card to win this match, but I personally believe that Axiom should have been the one to win this match.
This was definitely a breakout moment for him, I feel. He had 2 pins, but he got pinned 4 times also.
Yeah, so that's true too.
To get pinned 4 times and still be tied at near the end, it shows his talent.
Yeah, for sure. Dude was all over the place. I don't. He hit this move. I don't remember who he hit it on. I think it was JD McDonough. I don't know if that's his finisher, but it was this leaping super kick that was disgusting. The impact of that was amazing. Final analysis. It was crazy to see that everybody had 2 falls in the match except for JD. JD had 0. Joe Gacy came in the match, and I'm still getting familiar with Joe Gacy, but Joe Gacy came in there red hot. He's a star too as well. Grayson Waller, who I'm the opposite of Chris on this. I'm a big fan of Grayson Waller. Every time I see him on the mic, every time I see him in the ring, I think he's great because I think he just plays his role really well. As a heel, as a slimy, annoying, cocky, arrogant heel. I love to see it. Love the confidence, love the arrogance from him. So he played his role well, coming in as Prince said, and getting 2 falls right out the gate. So yeah, that was awesome. And then you know, to have him get a 3rd and then him be like the target and they're running around after him or whatever, I thought was funny. I thought it was also kind of weird too because, you know,
they could have pinned anybody.
That's what I'm saying. They could have pinned anyway. It's not a championship scramble where it's like you pin somebody and you're technically the champion until you get pinned again. So I thought that was kind of weird. Because that just like wasted time or whatever. But it was kind of comical seeing them chase him around the arena or whatever. But yeah, this was obviously match of the night. I agree with both of you. So obviously I'm giving this a perfect 5 out of 5.
So now that we've gone over both of the Iron Survivor challenges, what are your thoughts on the concept itself?
I think it's awesome. I think they can do more. I think the thing, and this might sound kind of weird, but like I think what they could add to it is they could add they could add maybe a falls count anywhere stipulation to it, so you can get falls anywhere, even on the outside. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Even in a penalty box?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That'd be an
I mean, that'd be
interesting.
kind of cool. That'd be interesting. So yeah, I don't see why not. They could also expand it to obviously the main roster. I would love to see this match on the main roster. But maybe they could even add a couple more competitors. We can go to 7 competitors. They could add this to a tag team. We could see a tag team Iron Survivor. That'd be kind of sick. So yeah, I love the concept. Right now, honestly, I think this is probably my favorite WWE match concept in years. So I love it.
For what we got, I will say this: if we were to add one thing, 100% agree with you, Cam. Balls count anywhere, but there's an exception to that. Not in the penalty box. I don't think it should happen there for the simple fact that that would defeat the purpose of having a penalty box, in my opinion.
But think of this though, right? If they get pinned inside the penalty box, that just doubles their time. Like they can make a stipulation to where they can only get one pinfall inside the penalty box. But if they get that one pinfall, then the person that I guess whatever went in before they did or whatever will get double their time now. You see what I'm saying? So and that's a disadvantage to them because they'll just be in the penalty box long. They could. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just an idea I'm throwing out there.
See, but no, that's the thing about this is the back and forth. And I like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool because you're giving your opinion, I'm giving mine. But I will say, with that said, the match itself add falls count anywhere. Not for the penalty box. I see where you're coming from. I do. I just feel that the penalty box is a punishment. Like
Right.
timeout is.
So,
So that one, in my opinion, should not count. But false count anywhere else, definitely agree with.
so I think that they should up the time to 30 minutes. So this way, everybody's in there for exactly half of the match altogether. And the clock for the penalty box should not start until they get into the penalty box.
Agreed.
Because they started it once their feet hit the floor. And what if they came back in the ring and started beating up on somebody? Their time's still going down. Whereas if they attack somebody after they got pinned or submitted, their time doesn't start till they actually go into the box, so they still have to serve a full 90 seconds. Those are the two things that I would add on to it. And on the phone call with Sean, he goes, they asked him, does he think that the main roster is going to take the idea? And he goes, I hope not.
Nah, that's a good idea to NXT, honestly. Because that will showcase their talent a lot more and how quick they are, how calculated they are. Because this is one of those matches where you gotta truly put your mind in to find the right spot. Do the designation at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real like pick your spot type of match, and that's what you need. So this right here for NXT would be better than it would be for the main roster because most of those guys really know their shit. Some of them just execute it a lot better than others. But the point is, the main roster knows this stuff
And
to a
I,
certain extent. The NXT roster needs something like this to prepare themselves for the main roster in every single way possible.
and I feel like this should be more for like number one contenders, like not necessarily a title match. Like I don't think this should be used in title matches. I think it should be used to determine who gets the next chance, and maybe just do it once or twice a year. Like you don't need to do it too often. You don't want to overexpose it.
Yeah, this is something that deserves special treatment. Where it's like, alright, now it's time to. This could be like NXT versions of it's time to shake things up again, but instead of having it every year, do it every other year. So there's like, yo, oh my god, did you guys see that Iron Survivor match? How awesome it was! Oh man, in another 2 years we'll have it back. I can't friggin' wait. This is gonna be awesome. That's the excitement that you want to hear from the fans for something like this. I mean, come on, when you really break something like this down, this is King of the Mountain. Oh,
Championship
I think
scramble,
they championship scramble. Wasn't there one more?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Say that again.
Iron Man.
Yes, thank you. Those three matches right there, all into one to make the Iron Survive. That I mean, come on, man. The name, badass. The rules. Honestly, I understand where Cam you're coming from with the visual aspect of the rules,
It was
but like you let's go and you understand it more.
it was overwhelming if you're just trying to read it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that we got off topic a little bit, let's get back onto the main event. I was actually surprised that they had this as the main event. I really thought they would have done the championship scramble to see who would, so they knew who they were trying to get a chance with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Iron Survivor Challenge. You have me thinking of championship scramble now.
I felt that with the Iron Survivor match and then putting this match, I don't really. I think we were. I mean, cause think about it, the Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews, that was a decent match, but you had them to try and do better than what the Iron Survivor match actually was. I think what should have happened was put Braun and Apollo on, and then have the Iron Survivor be the main. Yeah, I know it's a world title match. I get that, but was the honestly, I would have skipped the match itself and just give you a rating for it. I'm gonna be generous enough and give it a 2.5. I didn't really care for the match, honestly.
So, I'm kind of with Prince on that. But before I get to that, going backwards a little bit, after the tag team match, it was a backstage segment with the female tag teams, and you have my girl Gigi Dolan looking oh so good in all black leather or whatever material that is. That was the highlight. Gigi Dolan. Anyways, back on topic. Yeah, the Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews match, the main event. I don't know. It's weird because the build up to this match, it didn't feel like a feud because it felt like these were like two best friends, kind of like feuding over like who's better at 2K or whatever. Like it just didn't feel like I didn't feel the hatred from Apollo Crews or the hatred from Braun Breaker. They just felt like friends. I mean, they're fishing together, they're at a diner together. That they felt like two old high school buddies. Like it was a weird build up. So I don't know, it was strange. But I will say this about the build up though, is that the fact that this build-up I think was a little bit different as far as I know for Braun Breaker in terms of championship matches because it just felt different. It felt like Cruz could be the guy to dethrone Braun Breaker, and I think it should have happened. I think this was the night for it to happen because again, Apollo Cruz is a guy that I think but he's gotten so much better from what he was, and he went back to NXT where he shouldn't have left so soon because I think he was called up a little bit too soon. Um, but yeah, and the match itself was just kind of like, yeah, it was kind of boring. It was kind of boring. But the element of it to have it to be, I love main events in these pay-per-views or premium live events, whatever, because the lead up to it, like when they're backstage and they're watching, they're seeing each competitor come out, and you hear the crowd and they're responding to them, seeing them on the screen and stuff like that. It gives you goosebumps. Like you like to see that kind of stuff because it's that anticipation leading up to them making their entrance, getting in the ring. I love that kind of stuff. It just adds to the overall storyline in the ring. But the crowd was still red hot. They yelled Apollo right when Apollo Cruz's music hit. I thought that was funny. Braun Breaker came out. They had a dope video package where they literally are just showing each of his matches that he's had before Apollo Cruz, and they're just showing his dominance and everybody he's ran through so far. So that was a cool element to his entrance or whatever. Other than that, there's not really much else to say about it. It was a slow-paced kind of slugfest, obviously with these two big, meaty men slapping meat. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. I think Apollo Crews should have been the one. It puts Braun Breaker, who I actually like. I don't have a problem with Braun Breaker at all. I really do like him. But with him, I don't get WWE's obsession nowadays with having these long title reigns. I get it for Roman Reigns because it just fits his character. It fits his whole mob boss mentality. I'm better than everybody. I'm in God mode, whatever. But not everybody from the main roster to NXT needs to have these, excessively long title reigns where they're just destroying everybody in the back. I don't think it's necessary. So right now, if you ask me, I say Grayson Waller is probably the only hope to end that and give us a new era in NXT, give us a new champion. So hopefully that happens. Because if he beats Grayson Waller, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know where Braun Breaker's going to go from there. So I'll give this match a 3 out of. That's really generous. I'll give this match a 3 out of 5, and I'm giving it that solely because the entrances and the crowd being so red hot and into it, and giving me that goosebumps feeling during their entrances or whatever. So 3 out of 5.
Okay. So, the package before the match for Braun Breaker was so good. It made you feel different about him. It almost like humanized him, so to speak. Yeah. It made him feel like just a normal person, not this over the top person that can't be beat. It made it feel like Apollo was gonna win, and then they crushed your dreams with the way the match went. It was a very slow paced, knock him down, beat him out type match. They were trying to always one up each other with all the moves, and I did like that aspect of it. How they kept trying to one up and one up and one up. Braun Breaker doing the moonsault off the top was pretty sick. Like there was some really good moves, and then after that, the high knee by Cruz into Braun when Braun jumped off the top rope, and Cruz just got up and nailed him with the knee. Like there were times when you thought that Cruz was gonna win. I was glued to the screen the entire time with this match. It was not that fast paced match of how everything was, and I think the reason that they put this in the main event is because they knew how this match was going to be, and it would have taken away from the build up to the Iron Survivor coming off of the hot match from New Day. So I did like the placement after watching this match. I didn't agree with it at first, but then seeing how this match went, it made sense. I'm giving this match a 3.5 out of 5 just because I felt there was a lot of storytelling within the match itself of how they did everything. And I loved how at the end Waller came out and nailed him. Because you thought it was over. They put the little symbol in the bottom right, in the bottom left saying, oh, we're going away, things going on. And all of a sudden the camera angle changed and there was Waller doing his dive through the rope into the move. I don't know what is that. What is the move that he does? Is that like a bulldog almost, or a DDT, like a DDT?
It's like it's kind of like both almost. It's like a modified bulldog DDT kind of combination thing.
But overall, this show, man, I was involved in every match. Like there was nothing that I wasn't into. The 5-match cards, they just keep you involved. They keep you watching, like, because you know every match is going to be good.
For sure.
And what it does, it also, in my opinion, I think what it does for the amount of the amount of matches on the show, is that it gives each participant enough time, get themselves out there, get the crowd feeling happy with the results, the comfortableness of it. Time-wise, it felt like everything was timed perfectly, 25 minutes each, with the both men and women's Iron Survivor match. I will say, yeah, I think an even 30 minutes would be a lot better for both matches. Other than that, this pay-per-view itself was really great, especially this right here was the pay-per-view to, if you don't like NXT or never gave NXT a try, whether it was Black and Gold or 2.0, this pay-per-view for 2.0 was definitely it.
It's almost like the go back to how takeovers were run. Like on the call last night, I was watching it through Fightful with Sean Ross Sapp, and everybody in the thing was like, we want takeovers back. We want to stop worrying about a stupid name. The shows are back to touring. That's more important than it being called a takeover. But everybody is so hung up on Black and Gold with the takeovers that's what they're still focused on. Just like everybody was focused on all the colors for NXT 2.0, when you had really good matches and build and character build up in 2.0. If you've never watched NXT, just give it a chance. That's all I ask. Like, because it could change your opinion on it, and this is a show that could have done that.
I think they're hung up off that kind of stuff just because they know what it was. They know what it represents. Mm-hmm. But I get what you're saying though. I'm not so much hung up off the takeovers because I don't think realistically they're coming back, because I don't think they are headed in that direction. They want to kind of give it their events a different feel. So takeovers may not ever come back, and I'm fine with that. But please get out of the Performance Center. Give us an arena, if you know what I mean. Like, get out of there, because I'm sick of looking at it. Like, I have to look at it every Tuesday. I don't want to look at it as well on events. I'm more excited for that. I'm more excited for Vengeance Day because they're finally not in the Performance Center. That was in Orlando. So
that was my point on it too. Just worry about them touring as opposed to bringing back the name Takeover. Like, NXT shows on Tuesday night should still be based out of Performance Center. I don't think they're going to tour with those. But the premium line events, they need to be touring and build up the fan base. And I think they're going to start doing it even after Vengeance Day. I think there'll be another one in around WrestleMania time. And then I think they'll go from there.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that's a big step, honestly, because like I said, you think the crowd was great for Deadline, like in an arena full of people, a huge arena, like it's going to be that much more electric. Once they've rebuilt that fan base, once they've gathered more interest into the brand, It's going to be huge, honestly, and to me that's enough. That you get a takeover feel from that. It doesn't have to be NXT. It doesn't have to be. I don't care about that. It's like I say, like you said, it's just a name. But give me back the takeover feel. That's all.
Mm-hmm. So, overall thoughts on the show? And your rating?
My rating on the show, I will give it a 9.7 out of 10. I thought it was great.
Wow. Big jump. Big jump for Cam from the predictions to now.
Yes.
I know you set yourself, you didn't want to set him too high, but man.
Yeah.
Prince?
For what I really know and from what I enjoyed, I'm gonna give it a 7.5, honestly.
So during predictions, I gave it an 8. I'm bumping it up to a 9 out of 10. The singles match between Alba and Isla Dawn is the one that brought it down a little bit for me. But overall, great show. Want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Prince, where can we find you?
You can find me right on TikTok at Arkham Prince, and I got my backup MJK 92113, or look it up as the Dark Prince.
Cam?
You can find me on TikTok at Cam's Wrestling Corner. You can find me on Instagram as well at 317 Bacon, Eggs, and Cam. I can't even say it with a straight face anymore. This guy always laughs at it.
Because it's my favorite part of the show.
That's so cool. I like that. Bacon and Cam. Yeah.
Well, again, thanks everybody for coming out. If you watch this on YouTube, make sure you hit a like and subscribe so you can get the notifications of when we put our next one out. We hope to see you guys again soon. Have a great evening.
Everybody.